Okay, so we are back. You have your needle threaded with a knot. And so we're going to take a piece of fabric. I have fabric in the shop for you to use if you want, if you have fabric just laying around and you don't care what happens to it. This is fabric that basically is the consistency of like a sheet. It's just a thin woven cotton, and for sewing samples, that's what you need. I prefer to fold mine in half while I'm sewing, but that is sort of up to you. So we're going to start out, I'm holding the extra thread a little bit with my hand here, and that's to kind of keep this loose thread from going anywhere. The first stitch that we're going to do is called a running stitch. I am going to make it a little bit easier on myself, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with this. I'm new to this. I'm just grabbed this Post-it pad. I'm going to put a line here for myself to kind of help me keep my stitching straight. If you don't think you need it, don't do it. But if it makes you feel better to put a line on your fabric, go ahead and do that. I'm going to go in through to the back side, pull my fabric. Now, what should happen is if the knot's big enough, the knot should stop the thread from going through. Okay? And then I'm going to come back out and go through again and come back out. This is the running stitch. You just go back and forth with that single thread. Okay, a couple of what I guess you could call advanced techniques is, first of all, as far as size goes, the ones that I'm making right now, each stitch is maybe 3/8 of an inch long. You want your stitches to be about 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch long. You don't want them bigger, you don't need to have them smaller for what we're needing to do here. That's a good size for them. The other thing is what you can do if you're comfortable with this is you can put your hand, see how I have my hand on the back of the fabric. My fingers are on the back side of this because that enables me to feel when I poke the needle. I poke myself, right, when I poke the needle through the fabric. And we're going to use that a lot as we sew. It's sort of a way that you can know without looking that your needle has gone through the fabric. I can poke my fabric, and then I can feel on the back, I can feel that the needle is through, okay? I can feel it back there, and then just rock back and come back this way, and then go in again, feel it, so that you can feel it, and come back again this way. I can do several stitches at once that way. It's a lot faster. So you can do that if you're comfortable with the stitching. You don't have to. If you need to go in each time and do each stitch one by one, you can, or you can do it this way. I always keep my hand back there so that I can kind of feel what's happening. I poke myself a lot with needles when I'm hand sewing just because it helps me keep track of things. So I'm going to keep going with this and finish this up. When I get to the other end, I need to make a knot on that end also, right? Otherwise, it's just going to come unsewn. And so for the hand sewing that we're doing, and generally as you go through with any of the stitches, the hand sewing, when you get to the end, I'm just going to go back in and I'm going to do 3 stitches on top of each other. Just right there. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 3 right on top of each other. This will secure your thread well enough that it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, and I can cut, and it's done. This is a running stitch. You can see it just goes in and out like that. Now I am going to also grab a pen here and put running stitch. Ooh, this pen does not work well. And put my name on it. What you'll want to do is make sure that you put your name on your sewing samples, otherwise, they all look the same. I will have a basket in the costume shop for you to drop off sewing samples. So this is how you want it set up. You can redo these as many times as you want. You can do whatever you need to get them finished that way. And contrasting thread, see how that just looks like that, in and out. This is the running stitch that we use. You can use it if you just need to hold something together temporarily. You can use it to repair stuff if you need to in a pinch. I'm going to move next to the back stitch, which is done in a similar way, and I'm probably just going to use the bottom half of this piece of fabric. No sense in wasting it, so I will load that up next for you.